escape the dungeon.
Hello, everybody. This is Escape the Dungeon, the podcast where we ask you to join us as we explore the world beyond the world's oldest role-playing game. My name is Mike Cripps, and I will be your host and game master, and I am joined by three stellar players. Zach Brass.
Oh, that's me.
Dom Brass.
We're doing full names today.
We do have full names every time. And Nate Brass.
What's up, Internet? I am the one called Nate. If you need to know anything about me, I just want you to know that I'm the dragon guy. If you relate any of us to dragons, make it me.
What the fuck?
Each season, we will be playing a different tabletop role-playing game. This season, we are playing Scum and Villainy, a Forged in the Dark game, published by Evil Hat Productions.
What if people think you're the dragon guy?
I called it. I get to be the dragon guy this time.
That's not how... No!
That's how it works. You didn't say anything for 10 episodes, and now it's mine, sucker.
I've been the dragon guy my entire life. You don't get to just be like, I'm the dragon guy now.
You can take it if you beat me in a race.
It's nothing to do with dragons. I'm so annoyed. Because I was going to say, No, fuck you. I want to redo my thing with Mike because I think we're just on different pages. I don't know. The episode I edited, we didn't do full names. I forgot that we were doing full names.
I think we switch it up every time.
I'm pretty sure we've done it every time.
I think we've done it at least almost every time.
We could have. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm fine with full names.
You're not allowed to redo it just so you can try and call dragons first.
That's not what I'm
fucking cheat just because you get talked to first.
I copy and paste that same intro into every OneNote doc.
Mike, I fully believe you. Maybe it's older episodes.
No, we've got to get down to this.
We really figure
this out.
I genuinely believe.
Let's stop this episode, re-listen to all my previous intros, and get this figured out, damn it.
He's just trying to play you, Mike, so he can steal my dragon bit.
Okay, stop it.
Pretend he's the dragon guy.
I have always been
I'm
the dragon
monster guy in general. I think I should just get all monsters.
I need you to calm down because we've got some important banter to get to.
You're right.
No.
You're right.
I've been looking forward to this all week.
More than a week.
Zach let us know that he had something that he wanted to discuss with us, and truthfully, when he told me what happened, I'm a little ashamed to say I was filled with so much joy. Because I knew that it had to be good opening banter for this episode. Zach brought forward the best news I could have heard.
What the fuck?
Zach, would you like to share your news with everybody?
Well, I broke my arm.
Congratulations!
I'm sure that was painful and unpleasant, but this is going to be such good content, Zach.
I hope so. Hopefully it's not shit. Because it'll be the only thing it was good for. Because let me tell you, it was my right arm. And look, the rest of you obviously are just listening to me, and you have no idea what I look like, but let me tell you a little secret. I have long hair. It's pretty curly hair. I should add. I have to put my hair up for work. It's got to go in some kind of ponytail at a minimum, which is pretty much typical. But let me tell you, it's difficult to put your hair in a ponytail when you have a broken right arm. So I guess the story you're looking for is how I broke my arm.
Learn to be ambidextrous, you coward.
You can say that because he's left-handed.
I'm sorry. Please go on, Zach. I really want to hear about how you broke your arm.
To be honest, it's not that amazing of a story. It was a beautiful evening, and I thought to myself, I'm hungry. I could cook some delicious dinner, I'm sure, but I can't remember my specific motivations. They may have potentially been alcohol-related, but I was like, you know what?
Oh, no!
I would love right now to have a bangin' burger with a fried egg on top of it and some bacon. And there was a burger place right down the street. I decided to get on my bike, got the food, headed on back, and as I was right outside of my apartment complex, well, you see, I was wearing a pair of jeans with some frayed material at the bottom. You know, you all have them. Don't judge me. Shut the fuck up. And I was crossing a street.
Actually,
and,
I don't.
you know, it was kind of a heavy traffic street, so I was going at it. And, you know, the truth be told, yeah, I was wearing flats, and, you know, my foot kind of slipped off the pedal a little bit, and some of the fabric of my jeans got caught in the chain and just pulled my leg completely into my bike. And I was just wheeling around with my leg inside of my bike for a few seconds, probably. It felt like minutes. Trying to direct myself over to the grass, where I focused so much on not breaking my leg because it was just jammed inside of my bike that I landed right on my elbow. And fortunately for me, I got lucky and fractured my arm. So it's not that bad. It's reasonably, you know, I mean, what was it, like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago? I don't know. Who knows when it was that we recorded last. But you know what? Only one of the times was because I delayed.
This guy.
Was the burger good?
Was it?
Nate
Was it
asking
good,
the
Zach?
important questions.
Was the burger good after you crashed on the ground and broke your arm?
Well, let me tell you, actually, there's a little bit of a story behind that. So, I broke my arm falling, obviously, on the bike. And, like, 3 cars stopped to ask me if I was okay. And I was just like, no, I'm fine, guys. And I stood up, and actually, at the moment, I knew I was in pain, but it hadn't quite registered where it was all coming from. I was just actually really happy that I didn't break my leg. It's just like, oh, cool, I can stand. All these guys kept on stopping, and I was just like, no, go away. I'm way too embarrassed to tell you the story about how I just broke my arm. So, like, leave me alone. And so I tried to pick up my bike, which I'd pulled to the side of the road, and that was when I realized I totally broke my arm. Like, it was definitely not okay. I kind of needed to sit down. What I did was I took the bike and I kind of dragged it over to a bush with the food on it, and I just hit it in the bush. and I thought at the time, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have to lie down. Like, I'm not happy with my situation right now. Like, I should probably lay down right now. So I'm like, let me throw this bike in the bush. I'm gonna walk over to my apartment. I got to my apartment. I like chugged a couple pints of water. I sat down for a couple minutes, and then I was just like, all right, I'm pretty hungry. Let me go get that burger.
So you went back to the bush and you got your burger?
And so I was like, shit, man. Like, this bike better not get stolen. Like, that is gonna be an embarrassing story to tell.
You know what they say, Zach? A burger in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. And so I think we should get into our game here. Before we dive into the action, it is episode 10, the same number of players that are on a soccer field, which means that it is time.
So close.
So close. You were talking about basketball.
It is time to mark XP. We've talked about this a couple times already, but just to keep the audience in the loop, let's go around the horn real quick and just tell me if you've marked XP and if you've filled up any of your XP tracks.
Well, I'll start off. I did not fill up anything. I did mark XP. Crash, he's definitely been living up to his values with his ridiculous attitude towards, things like the race. He also struggled with his vices, I would argue, by willingly allowing his team to bet their entire savings basically on this race.
More than your entire savings. You guys went into debt for this.
Yeah, well, look,
yeah, I did.
That's why I said basically our entire savings.
Tell me about your XP.
So I did fill up my playbook track. I did this by I addressed a tough challenge with the wisdom of the way. I would say to a degree I did this numerous times because all the wise words of Gorpheus are informed by the way. But I did this when I used the mystic powers of the way to destroy the giant murder bot. Oh, I expressed my beliefs, my drive, and my heritage and my background when I tried to peacefully resolve the disagreement that we had with the security guard.
Yeah, great.
Could have went better, but
so you filled up your playbook track. And so what that means is when you do that, you get to pick an extra special ability for your character from your playbook. You are using the Mystic playbook, so you'll get a special ability from that. Do you want to talk about that now, or do you want to let that come up when it comes up?
You know what? Actually, I will talk about that now because I took the Psy Blade. And that basically, it's, a weapon of devastating power and potential. And I would probably be making some reappearances of the weird crystal sword that showed up last episode.
Okay, excellent. And then how about Nate, your XP?
Oh, I don't know. I feel Cypher's been acting pretty out of character lately.
So you didn't mark any XP. Great, we can move on.
No, I think Cypher's, been, acting like Cypher. So I marked, I think, 4 XP in total. I can go over those later. So I advanced as well, and I got a special ability.
Gonna keep that one close to the vest for now?
Close to the ion core, as they say.
Awesome. And then you guys also get to mark your crew XP. How are you looking on that XP track?
We only just leveled up our playbook advancement for the Phoenix 1-3.
Very exciting. So when you fill up your crew XP track, a few things are going to happen. As always, whenever you fill up any of these XP tracks, just reset it back down to 0. If you went over the original track, you can mark those as well. But anyway, when you fill up your crew XP track, each of you are going to mark stash. Stash is your representation of your own accumulated wealth. This is not money that you keep on your person, but just how your lifestyle is improving by doing these kinds of jobs. It's a little funny because Like in the game, you're supposed to mark XP at the end of every session. We're doing it every 3 to 4 episodes. But obviously, if you're doing it that way, it's not always going to be necessarily at the end of jobs like it is right now, where we're in the middle of one. So this is kind of a abstract, representation of what you've gained over a period of time rather than necessarily something you in narrative earn all at once, even though that's how it's handled in the game. So that's a long-winded way of saying that each of you can mark 2 stash.
And that's 2 rows of stash?
That is 2 boxes of stash.
Oh, well, that actually really helps a ton. With the severe debt that we have, I think I could cover it myself.
I don't think so. We'll get to that when we get to that, though. Beyond that, you as a crew get to choose one of these things. You can get 1 crew special ability, 2 ship upgrades, which are any 2 boxes amongst ship modules or crew/ship upgrades, 1 ship quality increase up to a maximum depending on the kind of your ship, or you can increase your overall crew quality, but for that one you have to pay creds.
Okay.
I know I just said a lot of words there, but you get a choice that you guys can make. Yeah, I'm not going to make you make that right now if you don't want to. But just, keep those things in mind. What kind of upgrade to your ship or your crew you guys want to choose.
Perfect.
With that in mind, let's get into it. Welcome to the Procyon Sector! The 2-pronged plans of our bounty hunting heroes could not be going any differently. In the race for fame, creds, and legal ownership of a self-proclaimed title, Cypher find themselves entering the home stretch with a healthy lead over hot-headed rival Choss. Meanwhile, after fighting a formidable Urbot foe and getting caught in friendly fire, Crash and Gorpheus are in quite the pickle. Injured and with Echo Wave Riders rushing to their hangar, will the captain and doctor be able to salvage their part of the job? Will Cypher be able to claim the victory that's in sight? Does glory or doom await the crew of the Phoenix 13?
Killed it.
Let's give a really quick status update of where you guys are at. Cypher, you are heading into the home stretch of the race against Choss. You are cresting a hill, and you see below you, at the end of the hill, the finish line. But in between you and it, there is a curving, winding, precarious, serpentine stretch of road, perpendicular to you and the street. Countless rows of speeding, endless traffic. Nate, you're the zoomer amongst us. Do you get Frogger as a reference?
Yeah, you're good on that one. I think it was called Crossy Road.
Imagine Frogger is what you're looking at right now. Meanwhile, Crash and Gorpheus, you are surrounded by shrapnel that has gone off in various explosions that have happened here in the Echo Wave Riders underground bunker/hangar. Bobby O has a big chunk of debris in his back and has fallen to the ground, is bleeding out. Meanwhile, you guys have not really done anything of value here. Bobby O has started smashing stuff up in here. That seemed to be his prerogative. But you don't really have any loot, any treasure, any valuables, you just got a dying Bobby-O to your name right now. Cypher. There are a number of clocks that are currently ticking. Cypher, your progress in the race. You are at 6 out of 8 clock segments. Choss is at 5 out of 8 clock segments. Whoever gets to 8 first wins the race. Crash and Gorpheus, the Echo Wave Rider's return is at a 3 out of 8 clock segment. You've got a little bit of time, but not a lot until they get here, and things are looking bad for you right now. So let's start with Crash and Gorpheus. What in the world are you guys gonna do right now?
Bobby-O! Shit! Captain! I think Bobby-O is dying.
Will you take care of him? I think I got this.
Shit. I'm gonna go up to Bobby-O and try to pick him up and look for the most logical escape route. We took speeders here or something, right? No?
We took our speeder.
Yeah, you have your like 2-seater that you could probably load Bobby-O on. Gorpheus, you're a trained doctor. In fact, what is your doctoring skill? How many dots you got in that?
I have 2 points in doctor.
Yeah, so you're pretty good. You realize like he's
He's a goner.
He's not gonna die in seconds, but if he doesn't get treated, yeah, he is a goner. You can maybe try and do some triage to him. You can even a better solution might just be getting him out of here and to an actual like hospital. But that would obviously mean leaving the hangar without any valuables.
Just leave him. He is a goner.
You hear over your comms.
Cypher, how are you doing in the race?
I think I'm winning. I think this is going to go really well, but you should leave him. He is dead.
Captain, I think we can just kind of call it a win. Let's get out of here, I'm thinking.
Crash, while this is all going on, is looking around for the snazziest looking vehicle he can find.
So Crash, as you are, running around this hangar, you're pulling like the sheets off of the vehicles and stuff that are covering them, dust covers and whatever. And you see that this hangar is pretty full of vehicle equipment, parts, modules for ships, starships that are in here. There's not necessarily a ton of intact vehicles in here currently. Those seemed to be the first things that Bobby-O went to smash when he was smashing things up while you guys were dealing with the giant Urbot. Their thrusters are smushed up and tires are popped.
All right, let me put it like this. I'm looking to see if hidden in the back corner I can find some old classic. His baby.
Tell you what, give me a fortune roll. So just a 1d6.
5.
A 5. That's pretty good on 1d6. You start looking around and you see that there is in fact a classic, like hot rod red with flames, painted on the side, classic hover bike. But it's being protected by like a display case, basically. A giant cube display case that totally encapsulates the entire thing.
Okay. I want to, as a experienced bounty hunter, see if I could break this display case.
Is it glass or is it like energy force field?
It seems like it is a physical glass-like space substance.
All right. Space glass. I got you.
Yeah, it's, classic space glass.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, so I'm just gonna classically look around, even though I'm already breaking in and we already took care of the giant evil robot. I do a double take, and I'm just like, okay, yeah. And I just try and smash the glass.
Bare hand? Yeah, like how do you
No.
imagine this?
I have a gun. First off, at a minimum, a space gun. I'm going to try and space pistol whip it at a minimum. If that doesn't work, obviously we shoot it. I imagine this is all going on while, the last scene was happening and we were
and
checking out.
Gorpheus is abandoning you.
So Gorpheus, you are fully just taking Bobby O and going for the speeder bike to get out of here?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like, if that's the case, an action roll from Crash to try and do this.
I'm going to argue that this is a scramble. Yeah, I am scrambling around to break into this situation and make my way out.
Yeah, interesting. Definitely. I mean, like with anything, you can use whatever skill you want.
Scramble to me seems like a very good getting around and just trying to break in and steal this fucker.
Yeah, tell you what, go ahead and make a risky limited scramble roll.
Let me use one of our gambits, but I'm also going to ask what a devil's bargain might be.
Well, wait, I just want to throw out this. Last time you used a gambit, you blew up my arm, and that was pretty fucked.
Yeah, I think I should be the only one allowed to use gambits, but whatever.
There's one left. It's fine. That's for you.
I might need that gambit.
Well, if he's using a gambit, you certainly don't get the last gambit.
Well, no, I don't get the last gambit. I haven't gotten a gambit. He used a gambit.
There's only 2 left.
Yeah, exactly. One for you, one for me.
Look, you guys are together on this. You can help each other out if you are good friends.
This is really important. I'm just saying.
No,
I've got a
gambits.
devil's bargain for you, Zach. You use your pistol, your like fine heavy pistol,
Yes.
to try and smash up this reinforced display case. I'll give you the extra die on this, but it is going to damage your pistol, and you'll be unable to fire it through the rest of the job.
Okay. All right. I'll take it.
Okay. Your pistol like crunches against the display as you smash it into it, as you pistol whip the space glass.
Sounds like a new dance craze.
Well, that looks like that would be a 6.
Oh, let's go. It's a 6.
A 6 is very good, but I gotta throw some respect to Nate on that for the new dance craze. Pistol whip the space glass. Definitely a Cupid Shuffle style song in this setting where they tell you the instructions, for the dance in the song.
Now everybody grab the pistol from the top and pistol whip the space glass. Pistol whip the space glass.
He's really trying, but he knows nothing about pistols.
No, I don't.
That's great. So, that is a 6 on a risky roll, which means you do it and you get to add a gambit to your crew. So
There we go.
basically you get that gambit you spent back as you just smash your pistol against the reinforced space glass. The first time you hit it, barely does anything. You kind of scramble around trying to haphazardly smack over and over and over again, and slowly a crack appears that spreads with each successive hit until finally, and the display cracks open, and the classic red hover bike is free.
All right, baby. This thing belongs to us now, and I'm just gonna jump right onto that baby and fire her up.
You don't have the key, Crash.
I'm going to
You know how to hotwire.
use
Right.
my helming skills to hotwire this thing and get it going. This isn't the first time I've stolen a bike.
Okay, I'm gonna need another roll from you to try and hotwire this classic hover bike. What, you said you want to use helm on that?
Yes.
Interesting. Because I can think of some other skills that I think would be more effective. Not that helm is a bad skill for it, but let's call this another risky limited roll.
All right. What kind of gambits you got for me?
Nice.
Or bargains?
You want another one? Okay,
Yes.
okay. How about plain and simple? I'm just gonna tick off another clock of the Echo Wave Rider's return.
Easy. And I'm gonna take one of those dice again that I earned.
So another Devil's Bargain, another Gambit. You'll get 2 extra die. Go ahead and make your helm roll.
6.
Oh my god.
My God.
Yeah, so it
shouldn't
is
work.
you do it, it is a limited effect, so this is not a hotwire job that is going to give you the maximum output of this hover bike, but it is
I get it going.
You get it going. And it starts sputtering sputtering through the hangar as you pull out behind Gorpheus and the very badly injured Bobbio.
Beautiful. We're getting out of here, baby.
Okay, let us jump back over to Cypher. Cypher in the lead. The finish line in sight. Just this twisty, turning, froggery street ahead of you. I am gonna need some kind of action roll from you to navigate this final portion of the race with Chas hot on your tail.
Do we get another gambit point for me rolling a 6 again?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we've still got the 2.
Cypher's gonna press a button on their cheek, and their voice is gonna come out like out of a megaphone. They yell,
Get out the way, everyone! This is a very important moment for me, and I need you to pull over really quick. This is super important.
I'd like to command.
Oh man, I gotta know, what is Cypher's command score?
Untrained, baby.
Let's go.
I love it. So I would like from Cypher, it's worked out so well for me these last 2 rolls. How about a risky limited command roll?
Oh my God.
No.
Psychopath.
That sounds fair. I'm going to use a gambit on that.
To bring you up to 1 die for this?
Yes, a single die. Let's see if it works.
5.
Let's go.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Not
I probably
bad.
don't get hit by a car.
You do it, but there's a consequence. Consequence could be you suffer harm, could be reduced effect. You're already at the lowest level of effect. could be you end up in a desperate situation. But I think,
Could I suggest something?
sure.
That because of the limited effect of people actually slowing down, I'm forced to slow down, and it's a neck and neck race in the final straight of this race.
That is exactly what I was going to suggest. So what I'm going to do is I am going to give you one more tick on your progress clock. But you do have to slow down to navigate all of these, all of this traffic that's going by. There's a Space 18-wheeler that is barreling towards you, pulling down on its horn.
Is it to get out of the way? This is an important moment in my life.
And you realize at the last moment that maybe that particular vehicle is not going to get out of your way. And so you have to hit the brakes just enough to slow down for it to pass. And in that moment, Choss speeds up through the traffic behind you. And you are now neck and neck. I am going to mark 2 ticks of that clock, putting you both at 7 out of 8.
This is it. The moment you lose your title forever, Choss. How does it feel?
You know, you're pretty funny for an Urbot. I have to say, I greatly underestimated your capability for comedy. Perhaps that is what you were truly programmed for, yeah?
Program this.
And I flip him off.
He flips you off back. You're just giving each other the bird as he starts like ramming into your hover bike with his hover bike, and you are quite literally neck and neck as you pull towards the finish line. You almost feel your vehicle starting to like stutter, starting to go off the rails, off course as he slams into you. What is your final move of this race going to be?
Now this is pod racing.
Shut up. Just shut up. It's not.
As I flip off Choss, I am going to flip up the little red cover covering the secret NOS button on this bike that I stole.
It's amazing that you just knew where that was.
I know where everything is on every vehicle. That's what makes me the greatest pilot in the galaxy. And just a good old-fashioned race at this point. Helm on helm.
Okay. I think if there's ever been a desperate situation, this is it. This is winner takes all. So I would like a desperate standard helm roll from you.
This is the time to use one of those gambits.
I'm going to use a gambit.
Which will bring you down to 0.
Correct.
I am going to use my new special ability,
Ho ho ho!
Leaf on the Wind. When you push yourself, you may spend +1 stress, so 3 stress total, to gain +1 effect and +1d instead of one or the other.
Okay, so you'll get an extra die, and that'll bring it from standard to great effect. I have a devil's bargain for you if you're interested in this. Now, granted, you can only push yourself or take a devil's bargain. You can't do both. But I want to offer this. My devil's bargain for you, for Cypher, in this moment, is I'll give you an extra die, no stress at all that you need to take. But there's a powerful Urbot that happens to be watching you right now. And they are going to remember this moment. Remember either your great success or your great failure. And it will leave them with a lasting impression of you.
Oh, God. That's a good... It's hard. It's a hard decision.
I mean, on one hand, that's a good thing because there's no way I fail. And on the other, I want that great effect.
I understand. That's the thing I'm feeling.
So I'm going to push myself.
Okay. That Urbot, that powerful Urbot, is not paying any attention to you.
I'm going to look over at that Urbot, give him a wink because I know who he is, and he's not even looking at me.
No, it's not an Urbot. You see another figure somewhere in the sector who could have had their eyes on you in this moment, but it turns out they don't.
Okay, I'm going to roll.
Okay, locked in, pushing yourself.
Yes, I'm going to pee myself.
Take 3 stress, give yourself 2 extra dice for the gambit and pushing, and make that desperate great effect helm roll.
Yes!
That's it.
That's
Double
a crit,
6.
baby! That's 2 6s!
That is 2 6s because of those extra dice. That is going to make this a critical, which means that as Choss...
Suck my robot dick, you bitch!
Damn, let's go.
As Choss is pushing against your bike and you're pushing back, you feel your vehicle start to spin out. And it looks like just for a moment that Choss is going to pull ahead. But you hover your finger over that NOS button for just a split second until you wait for the fulcrum of your vehicle to swing the other way. You hit it. Your vehicle bumps into Choss's. The momentum that he had fully just causes him to careen off into the side of the road, into the stands of onlooking fans, spinning out of control in a truly embarrassing for him fashion, as you just rocket ahead past the finish line. And as you slow your vehicle down, the crowd cheering your name, Cypher, 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 you spin out to a stop. Standing there, is the attractive model that has the sash and the trophy waiting for you. You just push him aside as you go to the podium that has a single manila envelope on it, which contains the paperwork granting you legal ownership of the trademark of greatest pilot in the galaxy.
So glad it was happy. This is
Me too.
This is beautiful.
Oh,
This is beautiful.
I was so hoping.
It feels like a large weight has been lifted. I've been carrying the stress of this moment for way too long since Mike first told me that I may lose my title. And now I reign as king. Bow down to your king, Procyon Sector. I am the greatest pilot
In the galaxy!
What are you doing? You crazy?
I'm making money, baby. You know how much money I put on myself?
All of our money
Yeah.
and more.
Yeah.
So as the city, the entire planet of Nightfall is cheering Cypher's name, we cut back through the city streets to Gorpheus and Crash. Gorpheus, you have the very injured Bobbio in his greaser sky uniform, blood seeping into it from these chunks of shrapnel that are in his back. He's fading in and out of consciousness. you see sputtering behind you the classic hover bike that Captain Crash is riding, but he's not really able to keep up with you in the moment. You're on sort of like an underpass on these, crisscrossing galactic streets, and you hear some loud music and some loud rumbling of a fleet of hover bikes passing overhead. And you're able to sort of glance up. It doesn't seem like they've noticed you, but a horde of Echo Wave riders heading back to their hangar, the hangar that you guys just came from. And I think you realize in this moment that as soon as they get there and see the state that their hangar is in, they are going to be on the hunt. Between how slow that Crash is moving right now and how slow you are lugging Bobby O, I think you guys have some important decisions that you need to make about your priorities right now.
This is Captain Crash of comms.
Yes.
Hey, Captain! I think we gotta make our exit!
Alright, baby, I'll take the back roads. Just watch my back, and we'll be alright.
Okay, I have to make a quick stop at the nearest hospital, though.
Well, we can take the hospital in the back roads, right?
Can I get to the hospital in the back roads?
It'll take longer.
No, we can't really afford that. We don't have the time.
Alright, baby, I'll tell you what. You go straight to the hospital, fast as you can, man. Quick as the wind. You got this. Embrace your inner Cypher. Don't tell him I said that, though.
Cypher, you hear that over your comms.
Cypher's not listening. Cypher's celebrating.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll skulk on the back roads and see what we can do. I could get back there. Don't worry about me, maybe.
All right, if you say so, Captain Crash. I keep trying to head to the hospital. I'm nervous. I don't know. I got to see if I can make it, though.
Okay, if you guys are gonna split up here to try and have it all, try and make it out with everything, with everyone alive. It sounds like I'm gonna need 2 action rolls, one from each of you. Let's start with Dom. Dom, you are trying to get to a hospital as quickly as you can to save Bobby O's life. What skill do you think you want to use to try and do this?
I think I could use a scramble on this.
I think that makes sense. Scramble is like, instead of trying to delicately move through the streets, you're just wildly merging and unmerging in traffic, and maybe causing accidents behind you. Who knows? You're scrambling. You're manic. So go ahead, give me a desperate standard scramble roll.
I rolled a 2.
A 2.
Yeah.
A 2, huh? You want to know what it says for a 1 to 3 on a desperate roll?
What's that?
It's the worst outcome.
Oh, no.
What do you feel the worst outcome of this would be, Gorpheus?
Probably like my bike spun out of control and hit Captain Crash's bike somehow and they both exploded.
That's true.
No!
I suppose the worst outcome is a TPK, so the planet explodes.
Yeah, right?
I choke on my wine.
That's actually what I was thinking.
Oh
is
no,
we
I'm a
both die in
robot.
the
I can't
explosion,
choke on wine.
And incidentally, Cypher also dies.
I forgot I was an robot. I can't drink water, or I will.
Gorpheus, you scramble to the hospital as quickly as you are able, but there's something deep inside of you where you know that it is not fast enough. And by the time you reach your destination, you reach Saint Galacticus's international hospital. That's what hospitals are called, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
As you reach Saint Galacticus's, you feel in the way that Bobby O is gone.
No. No. Bobbio! No. No. I think Gorpheus starts having flashbacks and having a panic attack.
And some doctors and nurses rush out of the hospital to see what's going on, and see you panicking there and Bobby O dead on the back of your vehicle. And from there, we'll jump over to Captain Crash. Crash, you are on a slow but beautiful, classic. Have we said it's classic enough? Classic hover bike. I need an action skill for you to make it out of this job with your valuables, this only thing that you have to show for it. So what action skill would you like to use here?
All right, baby, you can do it. I slowly caress the front of the bike as I try and, I imagine this is right where we split up. And I make a quick, sharp turn down some alleyways and try and skulk my way through towards the part of town that we parked in.
Okay. So I would like from you a desperate standard skulk roll.
Well, I'm going to push myself.
Okay. Take 2 stress and give yourself an extra die.
And I'm going to ask.
Mm-hmm.
You got any offers for me?
Well, so you can only push yourself or accept a devil's bargain.
Well, I'll ask anyway.
Okay. In case you don't want to push yourself, how about this for a bargain? You are already, I'll peel back the curtain here, you're already going to lose reputation with the Echo Wave riders for this job, but I will reduce your reputation by 1 further to put you at a -2 instead of a -1 with them in exchange for a die. Because you've taken their prized hover bike.
I think I'm just going to push myself in this instance.
Okay.
But let's go for it. That's a 4.
A 4 is you do it, but there's a consequence. Severe harm or a serious complication. I think the serious complication here is going to be an additional 2 heat at the end of this job. This has now become a higher profile job than maybe you expected it to be. Moving with this flashy car through the streets. It's gonna cost you in heat.
I think that's reasonable.
And so with that, the job is done. Crash, you have stolen a pretty valuable vehicle.
I want to make it clear, I'm very excited to show this to Cypher.
Cypher, you've won your race, you've won your title, and you've won a ton of money by betting on yourself. And Gorpheus, you had maybe your best friend in the galaxy die on you?
Guys, this was a total success.
You really liked Bobby O, right?
Well, okay. I, Dom, understand that Bobby O sucks.
I think Gorpheus hated Bobby.
Well, okay, he wasn't crazy about him, especially with the smashing.
I mean, we can re-listen. We'll have to re-listen to that episode, but like, If anyone in our crew hated Bobby O, it was Gorpheus for sure.
It was me. It was always me.
Crash
I hate Bobby.
definitely liked Bobby O.
Gorpheus tries to see the good in everyone.
Honestly, he's looking at the benefit of the job.
Well, Gorpheus is just sad when people die anyway, so Gorpheus is not happy right now.
Let's cut to a few hours later, a few hours after the race has ended. You guys have had a chance to regroup, collect yourselves, and share updates with each other about how your jobs went. We are going to move into downtime then.
Cypher.
Captain, it was awesome. He tried to crash into me, and I was like, oh, no, you don't. And then I made him crash, and then I was like, fuck you. And I flipped him off again, and then I won the race.
Look, baby, I gotta show you something.
That is such a cool bike, though. Oh my gosh, it's such a classic. Has anyone ever said that before? Oh my gosh.
He was in my arms, and he died. You could see, I could feel it.
Gorpheus, come on. You're bringing down the mood, dude. Like, I just became the greatest pilot in the galaxy, officially trademarked. And, like, now you're talking about our dead friend, Bobby.
No one's gonna go to his funeral.
Like, yeah, we're all sad that Bobby's dead, but, like, you know, we can think about that later when we're not all high from the win we just had. This was, like, a total win.
An absolute success.
Just
Like, I didn't injure my legs this time. We didn't lose. We got a really cool new bike. Like, yeah, the guy we just met died, but, you know, people die. That's what you squishies do.
Yeah, you know, I don't like it when he puts it like that. But Bobby O, he might have been a wonderful party animal. I absolutely enjoyed every minute I spent with the goddamn legend. But, well, at the end of the day, he was kind of an asshole.
He was really good at that party trick, though, where you open the bottle with your teeth.
Honestly, it made me cringe. You know, maybe you don't quite understand it as an Urbot, but you see, there's something about watching a man open a bottle with his mouth, or it just makes you worry for his teeth.
I don't know. It didn't look like he brushed or cared about his teeth that much anyway. So.
I don't know if anyone really loved him.
He had a lot of friends.
And he just died. He had 2 friends.
Gorpheus, if it makes you feel any better, we can go to his funeral and pretend we loved him.
That doesn't make me feel better.
I'll tell you what. That man smashed up a very, very beautiful hover bike that I was planning on stealing.
So it's almost like he deserved.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but, the man had no culture.
It was just like that demolition job in Sahandra. Just watching him fade away.
On that note, let's talk a little bit about your payout. So, Crash, the vehicle you chose, would be worth about 6 creds if you wanted to, sell it somewhere. Or you can just add a classic hover bike to your crew inventory.
Well, I think we can have a discussion about that.
I think it's a very easy discussion.
Yeah, we
Sell
keep
the
the bike.
bike.
I kind of want to keep it.
Oh, don't listen to him. No, we're in agreement, Zach. You and I agree. We're selling the bike.
Captain, it is very rare that we would get a bike like this. I mean, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The bike's probably going to be worth, even more creds if we hold on to it for a bit.
I see where he's coming from.
Guys, I think we really lucked out.
This is just business, Gorpheus.
No, Cypher, that's just inflation. It's not actually going to be better. No, I think we should just, sell the bike, recoup our losses, figure everything out, move forward. This was, it was a risky job. shit could have gone really bad. Maybe we reinvest in the company.
But it didn't go really bad, did it?
Yeah, but it could have, though, right? Like, it was pretty close a couple of times.
I mean, we're all fine. Nobody was injured majorly. I
He
won
blew
the
up
race.
my arm.
All right, you were injured a little bit, yeah.
Okay, yeah, whatever. Just a little bit. That's fine. Whatever. I don't care.
Here, I have some extra drugs. Here, take this to calm down a little
Okay,
bit.
I'm sorry. I'm just really stressed out right now.
It's just some moon mushrooms. Nothing crazy, but, you know, we'll get you some more later.
Well, look, my thought is, what if we kept the bike? And it became like our signature bike.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but there's a reason we're on our 13th signature ship.
One asteroid should not take out an entire ship. I'm just saying.
I feel very, I'd feel guilty giving away a bike this beautiful. I mean,
You're not giving it away. You're selling it for money.
But is it enough money?
Yes.
Is there ever enough money to pay the feeling that you get when you know you look cool?
Okay, I see that I'm outvoted, but I want to be clear. My opinion's not changing on this. I'm correct.
You call it correct, I call it boring.
Well, anyway, I think we've decided that for now we're going to keep hold of the bike.
Okay, you're going to keep hold of the classic space bike.
It's going to blow up in 2 episodes.
Cypher, you get a ping from like your bank app that a deposit has been made into your account for your winnings. You have won from the various sponsors of this race that put it together a payout of 4 creds. And because of your bet on yourself, an additional 15 creds.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Because you bet 5 on 3-1 odds, giving you a payout of 19 cred. Now, before you record that on your sheet and divvy it up as you see fit, you've got some decisions to make. First off, are you going to pay for the upkeep of your ship? That would cost 1 cred currently.
We have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay, so that'll bring it down to 18 cred. That's still a lot, by the way. 10 cred is considered a treasure trove, enough to buy a small ship. Yeah, that bet was huge, and could have been very bad for you.
I was honestly very excited either way.
Me
Yeah,
too.
right?
Honestly, I kind of thought you were going to lose the race, but it was going to be okay because we got the bike.
I know. I thought he was going to win by... It was... The beginning of this session totally messed with me because I assumed we'd do the job fine and the race would fall apart.
Me
It
too.
was not that way. It did not happen that way at all.
But speaking of that bet, you guys owe some debts. Loaners like to be paid back for what they loan out. So I would like Zach and Nate, if both of you could roll just 1d6, I am going to advance the clocks on the debts that you owe. The debt to Sylvester that Crash took out from overindulging in his vice.
I rolled a 6.
So that 8-segment clock is going to advance 6 segments.
I rolled a 2.
And the debt to Saren Gallia that Cypher took out so that he could further bet on themselves, that is going to advance 2 segments. So over the next, couple hours, those loaners reach out to you and be like, hey, we heard that you just won a bunch of money. Congratulations, man. But, I was checking my documents, my record books, and it seems like you kind of owe us some, so maybe now would be a good time to pay us back. And if you guys want to repay your debts, you have to pay that back at a rate of 2 cred for every 1 debt. So you currently have 4 debts. That'll cost you 8 cred to fully pay off. If you do not pay back your debt by the time that loaner's clock has filled up, they're going to cause some trouble for you because they want to be paid back, and they want to be paid back when that clock is full.
So we're not paying them back, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember how much I owe?
They're 2 debt each, so they'd cost you 4 cred each.
Do we really want to pay back Sylvester?
I could be convinced either way.
If we're not paying someone back, I don't want to pay back Sylvester. I don't like that. I don't like the shake of his hat. I don't know.
Hey, what do you mean? I'm just a big beefy guy with gills and a Speedo.
I'm going to pay back my debt for the bet.
Okay, so I will, you pay that back in full. That'll cost you 4 cred, bringing your total for the job down to 14. And I will get rid of that clock as Saren graciously accepts the money that you owe her.
Fine. We'll pay off the debt.
Okay, thank you very much, Crash. If you find yourself back on Mem and you want to party again, you just reach out to your old buddy Sylvester.
You know it, buddy.
And with both of your debts paid, that will leave you with 10 cred from this job.
Since most of the cred that we got was actually my cred?
Well,
No, you bet on money. Stop.
But no,
Whatever-
I bet my money and then took out a loan.
no. I'm pretty sure you bet some of our money, too.
Yeah, I think we should divvy the creds. I watched a guy die.
Look, do you want to drive this beautiful motorcycle?
I'm just saying, because I made the bet, I should get a little extra. So, to be fair, I'm just saying, you guys each get 2 cred, and I get 5.
Well, if that's the case, then the motorcycle's mine.
I think that's fair.
Fine, Crash gets 3 cred.
3 cred. This is a 6 cred bike, my friend.
You get 3 cred, I get 5, I get 4, and Garfius gets 3.
3?
That doesn't add up.
So that's 10 in total.
Why don't we put some money into the company fund, right? I mean, that makes sense to do.
We each get 2, you get the bike, and the rest goes in the company fund. I think that only is fair.
I think that's fair.
You
get a bike.
Okay,
That's a 6 cred bike.
I made a bet, and you guys are stealing my money, but whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not want the free 6 cred bike?
I'm sorry, Garfius, that you didn't do anything right and you watched a guy die, and I made you a bunch of money, and now you're getting all the money. What did you do? Huh?
I killed the giant robot that was trying to kill us.
You went to go steal stuff, and then we got one thing. You didn't steal it, Crash did. I'm just saying, Garfius, you're lucky you get any credits.
You're kidding me right now.
You killed a man, Crash stole stuff, I won the race. I mean, who did the most work here?
I think in the middle of this argument is the perfect time to move on to the second phase of downtime, which is heat. So after every job, you guys get a little heat for the sector that you performed, the system that you performed this job in. This is the Breck system, the same system that you did your last job in. So you already have a little bit of heat. I'm going to say that this was a loud and chaotic job with high exposure. You were literally streaming it and had an audience for half of it. That is worth 4 heat. I'll knock 1 off of that because the race part was like a legal event. and so I think would maybe not be as bad as a like a smash and grab kind of job. So I'll call that 3 heat. Now, one of you accepted a devil's bargain in the first episode of this job for an additional heat for being caught on camera. And you're going to get an additional 2 heat for that final complication of Crash getting that bike through the city. That is going to fill up the Breck system's heat track, which means that your wanted level in this system is going to increase by 1. So in the middle of this argument over divvying up your goods, stolen and otherwise, you see a news broadcast pop up on your hollow screen. There's a Xeno slug-like news anchor that is giving a monologue talking about how
in light of today's race to determine the greatest pilot in the galaxy, it appears that a job was performed, a heist, on the Echo Wave Rider's hangar here on Nightfall. And eyewitnesses have reported that it was allies of the Champion's ciphers that performed this dastardly heist. More details on our report to come.
And as the news broadcast slowly fades into commercial, you see pictures of the 3 of you on the side of the screen.
Captain, we're famous! High five.
Well, it's not my first wanted poster.
And we will call the episode there and pick up with the ramifications of becoming wanted next time on Escape the Dungeon. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you!
Thank you for listening to Escape the Dungeon. Escape the Dungeon is created by Dom Brass, Nate Brass, Zach Brass, and Mike Cripps, with editing and original music by Tyler Niddle. If you enjoyed this show, please consider subscribing and leaving a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app. To find us on social media, go to escapethedungeonpod.com.